You look like you know a thing or two about cheap music. The words drip with arrogance. The room stills. Conversations pause. A few people smirk. Others shift uncomfortably. A rich man leans back in his chair, swirling his drink, his gaze locked on the black waitress standing nearby. His voice carries through the upscale restaurant, loud enough to humiliate, loud enough to entertain himself. "Go on," he sneers, pointing at the grand piano in the corner. "Play us something." She doesn't move, but inside something shifts. Then she walks toward the piano. Nobody is ready for what's about to happen. Before we continue the story, let us know, where are you watching from? Maya Carter grips her tray a little tighter. She has worked here for over a year, weaving between tables, ignored by most, dismissed by others. But tonight is different. Tonight all eyes are on her. The man smirking at her? His name is Richard Langley, a businessman, filthy rich. The kind who thinks money makes him untouchable. The kind who gets away with anything because people like him always do. He's had one too many drinks, and now he's in the mood for a show. Maya doesn't react. She's used to men like him. She's seen them her whole life. They walk into rooms like they own the world. They speak to people like her as if they're invisible until they want entertainment. Around them, the restaurant glows with golden chandeliers. Soft jazz hums in the background. It's the kind of place where status matters more than kindness, where wealth determines respect. The grand piano sits untouched in the corner, an ornament for decoration, not for playing. The guests at Langley's table chuckle. They expect her to refuse. They expect her to embarrass herself. But Maya knows something they don't. She doesn't just know how to play, she was born to. Maya doesn't flinch. The laughter around the table grows, quiet but sharp. The kind meant to make her feel small. The kind meant to remind her that in their world, she is nothing more than a waitress. Langley leans back, sipping his drink. "Come on, don't be shy. Play something simple. Something people like you would know." A few chuckles. Someone whispers, "This should be good." Maya exhales slowly. She has a choice. She could walk away, pretend she didn't hear him, let them have their joke, but something in her refuses. She doesn't just walk toward the piano, she owns the moment. Langley smirks. That's more like it. He folds his arms, expecting a disaster. The restaurant quiets slightly, curiosity taking over. The pianist had taken a break for the night, leaving the grand piano untouched. It was never meant for Maya. At least, that's what they all thought. She sits, running her fingers over the keys. The feeling is familiar, electric. It's been a long time, but this is still a part of her. Langley chuckles, nudging his friend. Maybe she'll play chopsticks. More laughter. Maya doesn't even look at him. She takes a deep breath, and then she plays. Not some simple tune, not some beginner's melody, a masterpiece. The first note strikes through the room like lightning. Conversations stop. Glasses freeze midair. Forks pause against plates. Maya's fingers move effortlessly, pouring out a melody that doesn't just sound good. It demands to be heard. It's powerful, confident, the kind of music only someone who has lived it can create. Langley's smirk fades instantly. The amusement in his eyes flickers into something else. Confusion, then realization. This isn't a joke. Someone whispers, "Wait, I know this piece." Another leans forward. That's a concert-level piece. The realization spreads. People don't just hear her play, they feel it. The emotion, the history, the soul behind every note. Langley shifts uncomfortably, gripping his drink. He was expecting a joke. Instead, he got a performance that could silence a stadium. Maya's hands glide over the keys, faster now, completely in control. The energy in the room has changed. She's no longer just a waitress. She's the most important person in the restaurant. A waiter pauses mid-step. The bartender leans over the counter. Guests turn in their seats, caught in the moment. The joke isn't funny anymore. Langley swallows hard. The weight of his mistake settles in. Maya closes her eyes, lost in the music. The part of herself she had buried for so long is alive again. She isn't playing for them anymore. She's playing for her. Then, the final note. It rings through the air, fading into silence. No one speaks. No one breathes. Then applause erupts. Not polite claps, not forced appreciation. Real, thunderous applause. The kind that shakes a room, the kind that means something. Langley doesn't clap. He stares at her, speechless, humiliated. He wanted to put her in her place, but now she's above him. Someone near the back stands. That was incredible. A guest at another table leans in. Who? Who is she? Maya doesn't answer. She stands, smoothing her apron. The audience still watches, waiting for her to say something, to acknowledge what just happened. She doesn't. She simply picks up her tray and walks back to work. And that is what true power looks like. The applause is deafening. It isn't just polite. It's genuine, overwhelming, unstoppable. The entire restaurant has changed. But Maya, she doesn't soak in the attention. She doesn't bow. She simply stands, brushes off her apron, and turns back toward her work. Langley watches her, his fingers still wrapped tightly around his glass. His face is stiff, but his eyes give him away. He never expected this. The people at his table don't laugh anymore. The amusement is gone. Someone shifts awkwardly, trying to avoid looking at him. Because now, the joke isn't funny. A man from another table leans over, whispering, "Didn't you say she was just a waitress?" Langley forces a smirk, but it's weak. She just got lucky. But nobody agrees. The man shakes his head. That was talent. That was real. Langley straightens his posture, forcing himself to speak louder. It's just a song. Anyone can play piano if they practice enough. A woman nearby scoffs. That wasn't just playing. That was something else. Someone pulls out their phone. Wait, I think I know who she is. They start typing, searching. Langley shifts in his chair. He can feel it now. The shift. The control slipping away. He leans forward, trying to act uninterested. All right. She played a nice song, but let's not get carried away. He motions to the waiter. Another drink. But nobody is paying attention to him anymore. Maya is back at work, clearing a nearby table. But people still stare, because now they see her differently. The whispers start spreading. She's too good to be a random waitress. Where did she learn that? That was a professional-level performance. Then someone gasps, "Oh my God, it's her." The restaurant quiets again. The person with their phone turns the screen toward the table. Maya Carter, former child prodigy, won national competitions. She was supposed to be a star. People look at each other. The puzzle pieces click into place. Langley's smirk finally disappears. Another person leans in. Wait, if she's that good, why is she working here? Someone else mutters, something must have happened. And just like that, the power has completely shifted. The man who thought he could humiliate her is the one who looks ridiculous. Langley clears his throat. All right, that's enough. Who cares if she used to play? She's a waitress now. But nobody is listening to him anymore. They're listening to her. A guest from another table calls out, "Maya, would you play another song?" Maya hesitates. She was ready to walk away. But for the first time in years, someone is asking her to play, not mocking her for it. Another guest joins in. Please, just one more. Langley scoffs, shaking his head. Oh, come on. Now, we're turning this into a concert? Nobody responds, because nobody cares what he has to say anymore. Maya finally looks up. And then, with a small nod, she walks back to the piano. The excitement builds. Glasses are set down. Forks rest on plates. Maya sits. This time, she doesn't hesitate. She plays something slower, softer, something that carries years of unspoken emotions. And as she plays, Langley feels something new, something he isn't used to. Irrelevance. No one is paying attention to him anymore. They only see her. He shifts in his chair, the embarrassment crawling up his spine. He had everything: wealth, status, a table full of powerful friends. But tonight, a waitress stole the spotlight, and there's nothing he can do about it. Maya's fingers dance over the keys. The melody is softer this time, but just as powerful. The entire restaurant watches her in silence, their eyes locked on the woman they had overlooked just moments ago. The whispers continue to spread. She was a prodigy. She was supposed to be famous. Why is she working here? Langley grips his glass, his jaw tight. The confidence he walked in with is gone. The control he thought he had, shattered. Then, someone speaks. A woman at the far end of the restaurant leans forward. Her voice is quiet, but her words cut through the air like a blade. I remember her. A few heads turn. The woman continues. Years ago, she won a national competition. She was everywhere. Newspapers, TV. She was supposed to be the next big thing. She shakes her head slowly, and then she disappeared. Silence. Someone near her frowns. What happened? The woman hesitates. I heard she had a contract with a major music label, but something went wrong. Something about a legal battle. Another person chimes in. Wait, I think I read about this. They tried to take everything from her. They wanted her to sign a deal that would control her career, take most of her earnings. She refused, and The room feels heavier now. They blacklisted her. A murmur spreads. It makes sense now. The sudden disappearance, the way someone so talented ended up as a waitress. Langley shifts uncomfortably. He can feel the stares turning toward him again, because he is exactly the kind of man who would have done something like that. The woman continues. She was forced out of the industry. No one would sign her. No one would book her. They made sure of it. Maya's music slows. The final note lingers in the air. She lets it fade completely before standing. The entire restaurant stays silent. Not because they don't know what to say, but because they finally understand. Langley lets out a forced chuckle. Well, looks like we all got a free concert. No one laughs. A man near the bar shakes his head. She didn't play for us. She played for herself. Another voice, softer. And we almost let you make her feel small for it. Langley stands, tossing his napkin on the table. This is ridiculous. He glances around the room, expecting someone to agree with him. No one does. Maya meets his gaze. For the first time all night, he is the one who looks small. She doesn't say a word. She doesn't need to. Langley scoffs, turning toward the exit. Enjoy your night, he mutters. Then he leaves. The restaurant stays quiet for a moment. Then slowly, a man at the back of the room starts clapping. A few others join in. And then, the entire restaurant erupts into applause. Not just for her talent, for her strength, for refusing to be silenced, for reminding them all that true power isn't about wealth or status. It's about knowing your worth, even when the world tries to take it from you. The applause finally dies down, but the feeling in the restaurant lingers. Something has changed. Maya doesn't smile, doesn't soak in the attention. She simply nods in acknowledgement, picks up a glass from an empty table and keeps working. A woman near the bar watches her with a look of regret. She shouldn't be here, she whispers. She belongs on a stage. A man at the next table sighs. Yeah, but after what happened to her, where is she supposed to go? No one has an answer. The restaurant returns to normal, but not really. People still glance at Maya. They see her differently now. She isn't just a waitress anymore. She's something more. At the back of the room, a man in a suit stands. He doesn't clap. He doesn't cheer. He just watches her. Then, quietly, he steps outside. Maya finishes clearing a table when the manager approaches. His voice is softer than usual. That was something else. She shrugs. Just played a song. No. He shakes his head. You reminded everyone what real talent looks like. She doesn't respond. What's there to say? The night ends. The restaurant empties. The rich leave in their expensive cars. The noise fades, and once again, Maya is alone. She unties her apron, sighing as she rubs her tired hands. The same hands that once played in front of thousands. Before she heads out, the hostess rushes up. Maya, some guy left this for you. She holds out a card. Maya takes it, glancing at the name. Her breath catches. Daniel Whitmore, talent manager. The words below hit even harder. Call me. Let's talk about your future. She stares at the card for a long time. The world had taken so much from her. Had tried to bury her talent, silence her voice. But now, maybe the world was finally ready to listen. She slips the card into her pocket and steps outside. The city hums around her. The night air is cool. She walks away, knowing one thing for sure. This is only the beginning. Some people spend their whole lives chasing a dream only to have it ripped away. But the truth, real talent can't be buried forever. Maya didn't walk into that restaurant to prove a point. She didn't sit at that piano to impress anyone. She played because music was always inside her. And when the world finally listened, everything changed. But this isn't just Maya's story. How many others have been told they're not good enough? How many have been pushed down by people who think money or power gives them the right to judge? Now, here's the real question. How many have fought back and proved them wrong? Have you ever seen someone underestimated, only to shock everyone? Maybe it was you. Maybe you've had a moment where people doubted you, until they didn't. Tell me in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if this story inspired you, share it. Because someone out there needs to be reminded their moment is coming. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay fearless, and never let the world tell you who you're supposed to be.